I'm just shooting this video because I just want people to know. Everything that you see on social media is not real. A lot of the stuff that's posted on here is fake and a facade. People get on social media to live double and quadruple lives, okay? Just like they do in the real world. Except it's to a whole nother extreme on social media because on the internet, on the www, on the apps, on the World Wide Web, you could literally create an entire personality, entire persona. You know, you can get on here and have multiple personalities and personas and literally live a lie. And a lot of times, especially, with the Instagrams and the TikToks and the Twitters and the Facebooks, people get on here to sell a story. And the story is just that, it's a story. And I'm not saying that there aren't people out here getting to the bag, making money, going on amazing trips and having access to wealth and capital and networking opportunities. I'm not saying that there aren't people out here really living that life and doing it up. But the vast majority obviously are not. I mean, if you're so well off and bougie and living it up, then how are you eligible for stimulus checks? I'll wait. And I'm not saying this to be a hater, or to knock anybody, but like, what's the point of you getting on social media to look down on other people when you yourself are in the same struggle boat? Again, I'll wait. I mean, the shit that you see on social media, it's just wild. People would literally get on here, show themselves in these high rise, sky high, apartments and lofts, and then come to find out that's an Airbnb. Or they stole those pictures off of Google Images and then posted them on their own Facebook or Instagram and made it seem like that was their picture. Oh, they're driving these fancy cars, and come to find out that's also rented or another stock image from Google, and they just posted it on their page to make it seem like it was theirs, and then it's just like, what in the hell? Then we have this entire, in my opinion, social media just further supports narcissistic behaviors. Fake it till you make it, very self-centered, always constantly seeking validation 24/7 from outside forces other than yourself. You're never really secure. And then again, everybody's either, everyone has a podcast or a YouTube channel, which is fine. Do you? Obviously, I make videos. On a podcast. I do things as well. But if you notice, everybody is a guru or an expert, yet everybody's broke. Everyone's living check to check. Everyone's struggling. So I don't understand why we as a people continue to get up here and lie. Like, again, everybody's on cryptocurrency, and yet all of these people that are supposedly wealthy and living well off of cryptocurrency, and they're ballers, right? Yet they're all eligible for stimulus checks. So a few things are happening here. Either one, you're not reporting all of your income to the IRS if you're in the USA, right? So you're getting money under the table. Something, obviously you're not reporting all of that. Or two, you're lying. Because, like, again, you got people that's always on this. Ain't nothing to F up the bag and flip the bag and run up a check and spin a check and get it right back. And like I said, all of this, I'm getting money, I'm a baller, and blah, 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 everything's well. Or you have the fitness trainer people who really aren't fitness trainers. Shout out to Walter Lee Hampton. Or let's just say, yeah, they're doing some fitness, but it ain't that type of fitness, okay? Everybody's living facades, okay? And sooner or later, You're going to get caught up in your lies. That's all I'm going to say, right? You sooner or later, you're going to be exposed because eventually you're going to get caught up in your lies because you're lying to tell a lie. Then you got to tell another lie to cover another lie. And then as time goes on, these lies become bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where everything is fabricated. Everything about you is a lie. And then another thing is this further causes additional mental health issues because people begin to believe their lies, hence the narcissism, right? Like people believe their own delusions. And then there's no time to be self-aware. There's no time to admit that you've gone too far into this. You've made a mistake. You've done wrong. There's no time for that. So it's just a constant steady of lying. And it's just like, sooner or later, you're going to crash and burn. And that's what we're seeing right now. I mean, even just within the USA government, after you've spent half a century lying about, how you're supporting A, B, C, and D, and then no matter what position you have over the past half a century, 50 years, we're in the same predicament, yet we've been voting for the same two political parties. And I'm guilty, you feel me? Like I said, I was a registered card-carrying Democrat. I was that for years. I left the party after the midterm elections in 2018. Now, granted, I still vote, right? I still vote local, state, federal. But I've been aware and waking up and learning and getting out of the bullshit. Because it's like, seriously, we're in a pandemic. All this shit is going on. It's been 2 years. We're going in, you know what I mean? And I'm so tired of people saying this is year 3. I mean, technically 2020, 2021, and then now it's 2022. So it is technically going into year 3. But we haven't been in a pandemic for 3 years. We've been in a pandemic for 2. And in fact, if you think about it, in the USA, it didn't become a pandemic until mid-March of 2020. So we're not even at 2 years yet. We're near it, because it's like basically 2 months away, and then it'll be 2 years. But a lot of us are exaggerating that as well. And then some of us are still exaggerating it because the way a lot of us are living and have been living, are you sure you've been living in a pandemic? Because you wasn't taking any of the precautions seriously. Because if you had, we wouldn't still be in a pandemic. But okay, that's a whole nother video and discussion and argument, honestly. But all I'm saying is, young people, whether you're Gen Z, Gen Alpha, millennials, hey, it doesn't really matter what generation. It doesn't really matter what age. You can't believe everything that you see on the internet, on the social media apps. You can't believe everything, It is what it is. You really kind of have to really research and investigate because people get on social media, again, to live double and quadruple lives. That's all I'm going to say. And you'd be surprised what's really going on behind that Instagram post, that Twitter post, that YouTube video, that TikTok, Again, I personally don't have anything to lie about. I have $48,000 and increasing. It's probably more than that. I have to check my Nelnet student loan servicer account. But I have $48,000 plus worth of student loan debt. I work a job that, again, it's meaningful work, but the pay is ridiculous. It's abysmal. I mean, $40,000 a year in 2010 would have been something to be, jumping up and down about. In 2022, it's literally laughable because, again, I owe $48,000 plus in student loan debt. And then $40,000 after taxes is $31,000. It's like $31,500 because, again, you're losing 20 to 25% of your income. So I'm a check-to-check person based off of that income from my job. So I just think, again, I don't have a reason to get on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube or Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat or whatever site, whatever app, to put on a facade about a life that I'm not living, that I don't have. I don't have time for that. I don't see the point. You know, so I just wanted to say that. And shout out to Walter Lee Hampton II, man. Check out his YouTube channel, especially those of you who are in the LGBTQ plus community, the Black LGBTQ plus community, queer space. I really do appreciate his commentary. Now, there are things that I don't agree with, but I do appreciate his insight, because a lot of the things that he talks about, it is what it is. Truth hurts. And people want to be constantly babysat and sugarcoated about things. And it's like, I'm sorry, but this is the real world. The real world isn't going to sugarcoat shit. And we need to learn how to tell it like it is. Now, you can tell it like it is in a respectful manner without being, you know, a douchebag, without being rude and disrespectful. But to constantly, you know, beat around the bush and basically walk on eggshells because we want to continue to live in la la land and delusion, by all means, if that's what you want to do, then you know what? You do that. I just know for me, I'm not interested in playing charades, right? Like, I don't have time for that. So, yeah. Social media, the fake it till you make it setup, is basically why so many people think they can just move to random cities and states and somehow they're going to have a rags to riches story. And again, the likelihood of that being a success story is very slim. Okay, it's slim. Okay, it's slim to none. So that's why I'm just like, you gotta stop. And that brings me to my next point. Like, social media influencers who are also like pushing this bullshit. Like, a lot of times they're pushing lies, just like how everybody was doing that damn water, that skinny tea shit, when in reality, if you're looking to lose weight, lose inches, whatever, slim down, tone up, whatever, it's ultimately going to come down to calories in versus calories out, and or genetics, you know, and or family health conditions, and or what you eat, how much you eat, and or what type of physical activities you participate in. There's a lot of different factors. And yet you've got social media influencers getting on here talking about skinny tea, oh my god, use my code in the description box below for 20% off. And yet these people look the same as they did 3 months before, 3 months after. But yet they were able to gyp all of you, because you're subscribers and supporters of these influencers. They were able to gyp you all out of money, and guess what? Y'all still look the same and feel the same. But now you're paying for some shit that's fake and phony. But hey, you got 10% off by using the code from your favorite influencer. Everybody wins. Listen, all I'm saying is this shit is fake, okay? Alright? It's fake. A lot of the things, like, as I get older and, like, I just look back on my life, like, a lot of the things that you thought you were going to do as a child or you were going to have access to when you became an adult, you're not going to. It is what it is. You're not going to have any of it. And this sitting up trying to talk about, oh, you're being a Debbie Downer, oh, you're being negative, oh, you're being pessimistic. I'm just keeping it real. I wish people would have kept it real with me fucking 10, 15 years ago, because I damn sure wouldn't have wasted my time going to college. I would have made a lot of key decisions that would have been completely different if somebody would have kept it freaking real with me a decade ago. Okay? So I appreciate the Walters. Because you know what? A lot of us needed to know about that shit years ago. Everybody isn't bitter. People are just giving you their life experiences. And I think that calling everyone bitter because we're not living in a fucking facade in La La Land, we're actually choosing to see reality for what the hell it is, that doesn't make us bitter. That makes us real. If anything, in my opinion, we are realists. Okay? Anyways. Mercy's ready to go to bed. We're out.